ఎందుకు సార్ అయితే లాస్ట్ 35 ఏళ్ళు ఇచ్చిన నెక్స్ట్ 2 నెలలు రిటైర్ అవుతున్నాను నేను. ఇంకేం చెప్తాడు కొత్తగా నాకు ఆయన వచ్చి ఇప్పుడు అట్లీస్ట్ సమ్ పీపుల్ ఆర్ స్మైలింగ్. సన్యాసరావు గారు అయితే నవ్వుతున్నారు, సార్ అయితే హ్యాపీ ఉన్నది. So the reason I'm saying that is most of the times we feel like we know it all. My second topic with Gen Zs is like they are the myopic generation that you can ever find. When I say myopic, any people are aware about the myopic word?
He said.
Myopic, yes? ఇంతే ఉంటుంది. ఒకప్పుడు మనము when we were studying we used to feel like I still remember asking my father near Vikrant Theatre, what is this, or Malakpet Race Course Club, don't see that. That is not good. The habit is bad. People go to races. I come from a proper lower middle class old city family, so they are like, even I never played rummy till now because my father used to say Salurada Rani Kwantra, because that's a simple statement which he passed, which was instilled in my head. The reason they used to say a horse which is having a flaps around their eyes is more focused because it cannot get distracted. But today's generation have a very typical reasoning. They are myopic because they don't want to know. The legendary man is sitting here. Yeah. Sir is a legendary person. He has been in the management field. He worked with multiple companies. He's been an advisor. This Gen Z guy will come and say, "Oh no, he doesn't care. He doesn't care." I tell you a very funny incident. I ran student drive with close to 7 lakh and 7.5 lakh students. Almost online, we have a 20 million reach. 3 days back, an intern gets hired. He comes to office. He sits in the reception. I have a habit these days when I take calls, I keep walking, and I was sitting in the reception. And this guy was sitting beside me. And after the call is done, he asks, where is the bathroom? So straight away, right wall. Then I guided him. Then I guided him. Then he comes out of the washroom. I said, thanks, bro. I said, thank you. Who is the CEO here? He's selected. He has an offer letter. He knows student drive. He doesn't know who I am. He is in my office only. I'm not talking about one individual here. This happens to a lot of people who come to a lot of workshops to our place. They come to the place. They don't even know who is the founder of that company. I'm not joking. Guys, I think I'm calling guys, but it's like Gen Z to Teko Matlana. But how many of you agree with me? This happened to anyone in their lives? Oh, I see hands. So, Devendra, I think you called the right person. At least I'm talking something related. I know I'm a bit unprofessional according to HMA standards. I didn't wear my blazer. Sorry to my laundry guy. Second, I'm talking in a very unprofessional tone because the topic is like that. Otherwise, I have other version also. I can also put a presentation and put an introduction and talk in a very subtle way. But now you know why I got more followers online now. Because I'm attracting such people. Even after attracting lakhs of people, still the Gen Z doesn't care about who I am. They come to your office, they tell you, and after a point of time, one colleague signaled that he is the man. He is the man who started this. Then this guy, there was a time where we used to feel threatened. अरे यार मेरे को नौकरी दिया ये, अभी को थोड़ा ego पे लेगा, मैं क्या बोलूं? This guy just looks at me. I think you have to do a better job online because you're not there, you're not visible anywhere. You have to do some good job. Otherwise, I would have recognized you. That's the reply that he gave. I'm not trying to cook up. This is a real situation, a real incident which happened. He said that you have to do a good job. You have to come on a couple of podcasts, man. You have to come and do some gyan. Because recently there's a nice profession. I met one guy. What do you do? He said podcast like go to town. He just gives podcasts. He doesn't do anything else. So this guy comes to me and he says you should go to the Raw Talks with Vamshi Kurapati. Itlandi a podcast is so famous at all. कोई podcast daily, do some interviews, do some PR. Otherwise, you're not known. You should know, sir. You're running this big company and you're not even known to me. He feels that if he doesn't know, the whole generation doesn't know. That is Gen Z for you.
Wow.
Because if you are, I'm talking about productivity, these are the next steps. I'm not even reaching there. I'm talking about identity first. He feels the world rotates around him. And he feels that you don't know. Sir, I'm not trying to tell that this generation is bad. I'm trying to tell how they are. There's a difference here. There's nothing called bad or good. They are not religious, sir. They are spiritual, sir. I'll tell you that facet. Maybe my fourth or fifth point is there. You'll be surprised to know that point. Maybe I should skip 2, 3. I'll come to the fourth point because I mentioned anyways. Recently, I found out Gen Z listens to Chagandigaru and Gargapati more than our generation, or the previous generation, or the older generation. They listen to spiritual discourses a lot. How did I find out? The kind of analytics of Mr. Gargapati YouTube channel has an age group of 17 to 21 as the highest percentage of people who are watching his channel. Now you might ask me, like, how come Gen Z is becoming spiritual and why are they listening to all the old gurus? They have a reasoning for it. They feel that it is not about religion, it is karma for them. It is work. Because they have too much of information in their hand. The reason for all these things is that they have too much of information in their hand. If Mr. Rao Garu, in his good days, when he was studying and stuff, if he has to learn something, he has to go to a library, walk to a city library, search for a book, respect a faculty because he has 2, 3 books with him. Or go to someone, go to a research guide, at least respect him, PhD guys, I see a lot of doctorates and postdocs in this hall, where they used to at least डरते थे 4-5 साल बिठाएगा ये मेरा इससे सही नहीं रहा तो well, my PhD will not come if I misbehave or if I'm not on time. I still remember my uncle is the vice chancellor now of Telugu University, Mr. Nityanand Rao. So he's my mom's own sister's husband. I used to see his fellows come to home and do some domestic work also, technically speaking. This is how students work. Now today's students, just imagine. I know that Upgrade is offering a PhD degree from Sri Lanka. Online degree you can buy at 1.5 lakh. Postdoc from Caribbean Islands. If not anything, all package in 3 years you will get it. That's the level that they think. So now the basic point, now we are expecting them to give respect to us. Now just tell, how can we ask respect? Should we ask respect or should we command respect? Now as leaders, I do a small time check. Am I boring everyone? Or am I, because again, it looks like a lullaby. Sometimes being a good speaker, am I boring? No. Oh, okay. So, how we are to see now? Now, let's say I'm Shub Bolo. I started with all the perils of them. This is happening. Ye ho raha hai, mere office mein ho raha hai, and stuff. They are not less productive. They are differently productive. This is the first thing which I have to start at my actual inputs. They are not less productive, but they are differently productive. How they are differently productive? Because they have all the right questions. Now you might ask me, how do you choose a right person to work now? How do I choose a right teammate? How do I choose a right employee or a right person? There was a time when someone questions, they were removed. Now, there was a time when who answers right was getting hired. There was a check to understand whose memory is what. Now today we have memory in ChatGPT. Today we have a lot of GPUs available. Today we don't want someone who gives an answer. We need someone who knows how to question. It's not about who will answer now. The right productive person is a person who knows how to ask a right question. If you just paraphrase it, it is called as prompt engineering. Prompt means it's a question. In classes, because I see a couple of faculty members here, there was a time if someone asked a lot of questions in the class, right teacher used to love it, an average teacher used to feel irritated. ఏమరా నన్ను టెస్ట్ చేయడానికి వచ్చినావా నాకు వచ్చారా అని అడగడానికి వచ్చినావా దట్స్ హౌ యూస్ టు ఆస్క్ బట్ టుడే the students in the class are sitting and they are feeling like the moment you are telling something they feel like sorry YouTube video చూసొచ్చాడు ఈ ఫలానా YouTube video నుంచి చెప్తుండీనా they have the information there was no way that in some days in some research work in some IEEE journal or some HMA book you read an article and you quoted that today you can't do that today at least if you do that declare it they'll respect you more. They'll respect level, sir. Yesterday I got one video in my phone. In this is mentioned like this because I think school would have already done a case study and the student might have seen it already. You can't tell as if you found it. That's the first way that you have to spot how you have to engage with these people. You can never be a boss to Gen Z, but you can be a coach to Gen Z. There's a difference between being a boss today and a coach. If you are trying to be a boss, next day they'll get a quotation in their WhatsApp. Why are you building someone else's dream? You can build your own dream. He'll put papers. And there'll be some photo there, like how we get forward messages. Mahatma Gandhi's photo. Be the change.